Hello everyone, Sons and Doctor, welcome to another follow-up overview, this time on Mechanix, a mod that simply adds in a bunch of different machines, some tanks, some pipes, some fluids, and a few other things. Now I did have one planned a while ago, I think? Let's see... where did I put it? I had one somewhere here, as you can see, which was 24 minutes long. I didn't break it up, so I thought I'd do another one, as things have probably changed since, and otherwise take a better look than I did in the beginning, where obviously it was like a while ago and there was like only maybe one or two machines, maybe a generator, and not as much content as there is now. So, let's see, we'll go with, I guess, the generator and a few of the machines, and then we'll make our way through to the solar panels, along with some of the other stuff that is featured. Let's see. Servo, wrench, few upgrades will do. We don't need just component. That should be good enough for now. Either way. Let's see, so we'll set the time to day, and we'll set up some stuff over here. Okay, so first we have the fuel generator, which is simply black concrete, smooth stone, machine frame and furnace, and the machine frame is grey concrete, light grey concrete, iron and glass. So you can see obviously use different recipes rather than just sort of metal and otherwise. Okay, so we put this in, we've got an interface with a buffer on the side for 100 MJ, or we obviously have 0J in there. Obviously got the configuration tab on the side. Get some coal and see how much one generates for us. My guess is maybe not too much, probably like 32 or something like that. Just see, it's going to go for quite a bit. And I'll just let that do its thing. Got a powered furnace, I guess, which is just light grey, smooth stone, and so on. That's almost done. 40s even. 42, it's not too bad. Put this here, that is just going to pick it up, which is great. We want to obviously configure sides, we can with obviously blue, I'm pretty sure that is, being input. Got orange being output, which is not going to output to a generator because that's not going to work. And there's no others like disabled or some other type of thing, so just input and output sides there. That's almost, that's empty now, and if we just do, say for example, an ore, let's do some iron, you can see how quick that is, and how much is going to be drained, which seems to probably be around about in the 3 or 4 range. Pretty much. So there's that. Next up, actually we'll check, I don't think there is redstone. Well, there's no tab for it, but we'll see what happens if I just get some, potatoes. Something different. Just go this, and we'll go this, and no. So redstone's not preventing it at all. So there's none of that included. I don't know if there will be redstone support, or if that I need maybe the dust, for example, rather than anything else, but I assume if it wasn't working, then it's not going to. What else we got here? We have the crusher. Obviously for breaking up ores. Let's get rid of this. Interesting it doesn't have the sides on it there. Does this actually... yes, it does. Interesting, so it mimics it on the outside, or displays on the outside. Doesn't for these ones. Interesting. I'm assuming that'll change later. So we get some ores. We can see what happens, and we'll get this generator over here. And I do have some cables, so I'm just going to use those for most of these machines, because I'm probably going to need to. And it's easy just to prepare ahead with a bunch of fuel being used up for them than nothing. Just go here, just go this, this, and this. Just get a bunch of coal, and I think there's also a thermal generator I can use if I wish, so that's fine. But I'm not going to use that just yet. Actually, I might do, because it is kind of useful. So what have we got here? Just lava, I assume. Clicking? No? Okay, so we do need probably a tank, that's why. We get a regular fluid tank. That'll just do its thing, I assume. Right click in here. That is not accepted. Interesting. Do I need it on the outside, for example, which kind of changes things a bit? Let's see. Obviously with ice, this is not the smartest location to do it, but either way, we'll try this. We've got here. Let's see. If that's doing anything necessarily. No, I'm probably missing something else. Yeah, I'll come back to it then. Okay, so back to the crusher after getting a bunch of power. We've got iron dust. We'll do that again so we can actually see how quick that is without any upgrades. Nice. So, pretty good. Obviously, we get a lot of power going there. I assume it'll be pretty much the same as the furnace. Once you get the iron dust, you can then, if you have access to smaller dusts, you can. Otherwise, you can just smelt it straight away. And that's about it. See, if you have a powered furnace, you can then send it over. I do have an item pipe, of course, so I can output that to that side. I think that is west. That is west, yeah, so weird. I need a hopper or something. I need a wrench to use to get it. That is not where I want it. West. Sorry, up. Oh, come on. Okay, that is, not the worst design in the world, but I would say kinda not great. Because you have to configure this first, then you can do it. That's, Oh, so... not bad. Not terrible idea, but a bit tricky. Iron, and a few things there. Moving on, we have obviously the Pressurizer, which I assume we can is for plates. So it's a compressor type of block. We'll actually check the crusher for other recipes just in case it's more than that. So you got blaze powder being crushed into blaze powder and 4 of that. Mill at 6. Other supported ores work. If you got silk touch, you can use that on a few of them and then put them in. Cobble to gravel. Do we have anything else? We have obsidian from Tech Reborn. Prismarine crystals are also possible. Quartz dust is possible. You can do a cobble to gravel to sand recipe, so that's good if you need access to glass or certain other things going through that process. No flint, however, but still quite good. Okay, so we'll put, say, some iron in here, and we'll just get access to a plate. That will eventually do that. And which was it again? Just 1 to 1. And pretty much the same speed as the rest of the machines, I assume. Next we have the alloyer, which is obviously a machine that uses a bunch of different materials to make alloys. So we've got access to brass, bronze, what else do we have? Electrum, Invar, Mechanix's own Endalum, which is used for higher tier stuff, especially for Neptunium. Can also be ground down. It's also needed for a crafter, as well as solar panels, along with the quarry. If we get to other stuff, we've got Vistrium, something like that, which is also used for Endalum. So you need that tier first, you need Perlium, Perlum, I guess, which you make from Molten, which you get water and ore, and you use that from the ore in the world. So it's quite a process. And then eventually, once you get to Neptunium, Also got steel, hardened glass, a few other things. To get to Neptunium, you got the ability to upgrade a fair amount of stuff. It seems there, which we'll get to. Okay, so there's that. What ones can we do? So just do Palladium. Just do ones from the actual mods, because that way it's a lot more clear, because the other ones are also just extra. It doesn't matter as much. And obviously, they'll probably do things at basically the same rate, but just for the sake of if you were using this mod on its own, here we go. Plating. There we go. That'll actually not take too long. I don't think other ones maybe do. It's just as long as you have the recipes, the resources. Liquefier is obviously for producing metals, and I assume maybe alloys into their molten form or a fluid form. I assume you can probably transport these at a guess. But yeah, if you want to go backwards, I guess, with these, we can also do this with ores. Go raw, give it water, make it molten, and then do ingots. So if you don't want to use a crusher, you can, I guess, do the other this way. So any metals you want to melt down, you can. Or ores you want to melt down, you can. I'm actually forgetting the recipes of these cover, so let's see, we've got alloyer, like so, and pressurizer, which requires a fair amount of extra stuff, and then we've got, what was it, liquefier, which is just the following here. Assume if we just put this down and then just put in, I don't know, some gold or something, you can see how quick that is, which isn't too bad. Actually, we can use this with fluid tank or something, and yeah, put it up. We'll send it around elsewhere or something. So let's do that, and I can get the state of this one. Is that gonna do anything? We actually need pipes. That's always a question. Ask, isn't it? Okay. We'll get to that later. Foundry is packed ice and a few other things, and just simply for casting, so you can then convert the fluid back into an ingot if you wish. So the reverse of the liquefier. Hydrator, being like so, which seems to not show up in REI for anything. Yes, there is. So water, I assume this is like an aqueous accumulator sort of thing. There's no power, is there? No power, okay. We put this down here, what do we get? We go in. Do I need water in it, for example? Oops. Can I not do that? That's odd. I guess it's either something like that and it needs multiple sources on each side, or it's for something else. If it had a slot, then I would have said, oh, okay, you can put cobblestone to moss stone, or some other types of recipes, I assume, similar to what I've seen in OmegaCraft. But, yeah, interesting there. I don't know if there's any details. I don't think so, and there's no book, as far as I know, and I don't think I need to have Charlie to access any information on that. But that's my guess of what its purpose is.